We are live. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the campaign here at TPK Games. I am just a player in this grand D&D adventure, and I'll hand it over to our trusty DM in just a moment. But before I do, I just want to let you know we are getting up and running with everything. So if you can, please follow us over on Twitch at TPK_games, and you can subscribe to us on twitch.tv/TPK_games. God damn it, I can't say that. But I'll throw it over right now to Rich to introduce all the players and let us get up to speed with where we are since we've taken a week in between episodes of the campaign. Go for it, Rich.
Hi, everybody. TPK Games. Never trust the Dungeon Master, John. That's your first mistake. Trusty Dungeon Master. It's a dangerous moniker right there. How is everybody? Everybody's good this week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Doing well.
Good. Not for long, Lauren. So I guess let's do our introductions. We should go through the roster. How about we start with Ryeth, Thunderbuck, Alex Donsky. How are you?
Hey, doing great. Ready, excited to play some more D&D. I was really having a rough week not playing last week. Some of the other games I was playing fell through as well. So I'm anxious, just like Ryeth. Alex and Ryeth are anxious.
I'm anxious to see what you cook up for us today.
Ooh.
I am as well. What about Thinnea Hallowwhisper? Taryn Collins, how are you doing this week?
I'm good. This is Teddy. He's one of my four animals. He's like ready to play some D&D, and I'm ready too, and I'm ready to kill some more people.
Excellent. I like the dog defense. I can't send that many enemies against you while you have a dog in your lap. That's a known rule. GreyThorne, Alan Ward, how are you doing this week?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing all right. I got cookies.
Yay.
That's a good start.
I knew he was going to have cookies, so I purposely ate chocolate before starting because I knew I was going to want a cookie.
Mint chocolate.
I like that. You guys are getting to know each other. Excellent planning. Mike Bloom, Tone Goodheart, how are you doing, ma'am?
Good. Tone's 100% pacifist run in Abrea so far has been great. I've been feeding crows and taking names, so I'm super excited to keep going with this. By the way, Tone also realized that he is half dog, so therefore you can't send any tweets back.
Damn it.
It was a little character beat. I had to reveal it later.
What race would that be? They haven't created that, have they? We've got the
Hound
cat
Archons.
race.
Dog
Hound
people?
Archons. Yeah, Hound Archons. That's the move. Edgar Polk, John Reed, how are you doing, man?
How's it going? I've been good. I've been taking the extra week we had in between games to redesign the look of this thing a little bit. You can see our names aren't in terrible, awful fonts and colors anymore. We'll be able to say, hey, follow us on Twitter, and we don't have to actually say anything. You can just read it, and it's right there for you. Hopefully it's not all flipped on Twitch. I'll have to actually go look at that in a little while because I didn't run that test. But anyway, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm happy to be back and playing D&D. I actually missed it a lot. So
that's a good start. If you didn't miss it, I would be doing something wrong.
Even though I'm really close to dying, I hope I don't die today, Rich.
I could say the same, but I'd be lying. It is TPK Games after all.
You know what you signed up for.
Exactly.
Do you guys have any questions about anything before we jump into our recap?
No.
Oh, wow. No questions.
I think we're all sort of getting a bit of the Ryeth anxiety when it comes to what's about to happen next, just because I think we got submerged into the water when we first started out here. It was very sink or swim. I think a lot of us barely made it to shore, so I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
I had a boat, so I was fine.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, but are you a sailor like I am? I can sail.
Well, I'm keeping you around for a reason.
Oh, okay. There you go.
The man's got a job. I love it. Okay, excellent. So, I suppose with that, we will revisit where we left our brave heroes last week. These 5 individuals have been collected from around the world of Abrea, taken from their various pursuits, and gathered together to participate in Chimerion's Gambit, the great games of death and sport, which are held every year in the Emerald Dynasty to entertain and amuse the populace of this dark and twisted kingdom in which we find ourselves. And so last week, you 5 all stepped through the portals and were brought into the center of the city of Skaden, where the Gambit is held. And it's within these forested ruins in the husk of this broken central district of the city that you emerged in what amounted to a very dangerous and well-constructed jungle gym. And so you fought valiantly. You guys all were able to rally around with each other together after making those initial introductions when you were first brought into the Gambit. You killed one of your fellow competitors, Alton Ducat, the noble-born son from the Crimson Dynasty, servant of Balfurion, the profane conflagration. And so cutting him into the ground and knocking him off the pillar upon which he started, GreyThorne stripped him of his gear.
Make that distinction of his gear.
Hey, I don't know what else you took off. We didn't get into the details. You allied yourself with the cleric of the wind, the exotic woman named Sarah. And so together the 6 of you fled into the woods. After a few hours, making your way away from this central area, which you found yourselves upon entering the inner city, the inner district of Skaden, you came across a beast, the likes of which you were not prepared for, a hulking monstrosity of a creature with enormous horns and a sword for one hand and an axe for another. And it turned out that this was none other than Kurg Fellhand himself, with the dread black axe that Woon the Barbarian was seeking. And it was not long after you saw Kurg that you found Woon. And so battle ensued. Some of you assisted Woon in killing this terrible creature, Kurg Fellhand. And the orc caught from this foul beast when it fell to the ground this axe of legend that he was seeking for, the entire reason that this orc barbarian had come into the games. And with his newfound axe in hand, he fled and left you to fight off the rest of these strange woodwoads that had emerged from the trees to batter all of you into the ground. And so we ended last week with all 5 of you kind of standing over the burning husks of these woodwoads and the bleeding corpse of Kurg Fellhand as it lay on the ground, short one hand in particular, or one axe, might we say. And so we pick back up right here in this dry riverbed, in the forests in the inner city of Skaden. The 5 of you with the cleric, Sarah, the woodwoads, 2 of them burning, smoldering still in piles on the ground. The 3rd destroyed, obliterated by the divine magic of Poe's gods. And this is where we begin our night. Sarah is like looking at all of you, and she was very kind of put off by the way that you all engaged in this fight. Some of you dove right in and fought Kurg, though there was no need. Others wandered off into the woods, and she seemed very put off by the end of this battle. And she turns to you, Ryeth Thunderbuck, like, "We need to talk. I don't know what the plan is with all of you, but this is madness. You won't survive another day if you go about everything like this."
The
Like a
plan?
herd of headless chickens.
I mean, I didn't know we were going to play impromptu hide and seek. Usually when Valerian and I played, he'd give me a little heads up that he was going to disappear and leave me with the monsters. But, it was fun either way. I had a good time. Maybe like a heads up next time if we're going to do that.
I mean, you might not have warned me about an impromptu hide and seek, but I do not think I was warned about an impromptu stab at the big hulking thing in front of you. Listen, I think that Sarah is completely in the right here. If the goal is to survive, we are getting ourselves directly involved in conflict. That greatly reduces our chances of making it through. I know that we all have different purposes, and promises we made and things like that, but the fact of the matter is I had no bird in that fight, and you all seem to handle yourself, so I thought, why don't I scout the area out a little bit? There's traps around here, God knows what else there is, and apparently there were woodwoads. So there we go.
He's been practicing that speech for a week. He has like little notes written down.
Oh yeah, this is my adequate fish moment.
Traps, just underline, star.
I don't know. I never doubted you, Tone. That's smart, man. I totally trust you. You're a great guy.
Thanks, man. You too, buddy.
Yeah. All the love. Yeah.
Edgar falls to his knees and is just like on the verge of death. Like, can we talk about this in a place where we can be more? Oh, sorry, dudes. Can we like talk about this in a place where we can be more like safe and stuff?
I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Question is where?
Precisely, says Sarah. You think there's anywhere safe in here? This place is built to wear us out, to kill us day by day, slowly, over weeks.
You're like so intense, Sarah. I just said more safe. I just need to like regroup a little bit.
Yeah, I think we should go that way.
I mean, like, she knows as well as we do.
Yeah.
Where we're going. Weren't we trying to find her friend? Wasn't that the purpose of this whole thing?
Well, we've got the druids that are hidden out. We've got the axe that we can go after that Woon has, and we have the center, get to the center goal. So like those were the three, I think, options.
You were like generally following in the direction that the woman Gita had gone in. Yes.
Okay.
You were hoping perhaps you could find her. But none of your particularly sophisticated trackers, as I recall. Right? So you were kind of just like blindly moving in that direction. But she puts her hands up in the air with exasperation. Like, she's like, I'll follow you. She's like, wherever it is that you think we should go. She says, if you need to gather yourself, we should do it now before we move on. At least we can see what's around us for the moment.
Okay.
I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, those woodwoads just came out and started attacking us. Their master has to be close, right? I mean, isn't that how that works usually? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the whole woods are the woodwoad's master. I'm just saying.
She nods, like, listen to the old man. Turtle. Whatever.
Ah, she got it right.
I'm going to ask Shael if he would like to search the body with me.
Hell
so
yeah!
Are we short resting?
Favorite
Is that the
thing to
thing
do.
we're doing?
You can absolutely
Shell
take a
walks
short
loop.
rest.
Yeah, I'd like. Let's take a short rest.
Short rest.
Yeah, sure. I'll take a short rest.
Okay.
I'm rolling hit dice.
Okay, is anybody else burning hit dice besides?
I'm definitely burning hit dice.
I'll
Can I
do
just
one.
Yeah.
take hit dice?
I'll burn one.
May as well throw a dice out there.
14,
5.
19. Okay, I'll take the 19 on those three and see where we're at. Oh, I didn't mean to. Fine.
And
Actually, no, I didn't mean to do it, so I'm going to stay intentional.
okay, there we go.
So I got 19.
One more. There we go.
43. Hooray!
27.
Okay.
It's still disconnected from my token. God damn it. Drive me crazy.
Who?
That's so weird. But if you update the token, it still tracks on the token. We'll try and figure it out, John. That's a strange one.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so you guys take about like 15 or 20 minutes and you sit down and you gather yourselves, you bandage your wounds, you wash out the cuts, you like loosen your armor and try to like kind of get a grip on yourself after the beating that you all just took. Thinnea and Shell, you guys were going to search a corpse?
Yeah, is there anything left on Big Ugly over here?
Yeah, as you go over to Big Ugly and you start like searching over him, the trouble that you're having here is that first of all, the main thing that he's got is the sword, which is still jammed into like his left wrist, right?
Yeah.
The trouble with this is that It's literally like jammed into his wrist. The flesh is wrapped around it. It's like chained to his arm. He has all these chains hanging off of his body and these skulls adorning him all over the place. Most of them seem human, though not all. And then the stump of his right arm, there's just this big pool of black blood in the dirt underneath it where wound cut the arm off. So the short answer to that is no. There doesn't seem to be anything of like incredible value unless you want the skulls and the chains and stuff.
Well, that didn't yield too much.
No healing potions.
No. But so check this out. As you guys are kind of like, man, it's a shame this guy didn't have anything good on him, and you're kind of gathering yourselves and looking back to the others. And Sarah sort of starts walking over, like, anything useful on that one? And at that moment, you see it start to like move as you guys are stepping back from it. The corpse like begins to twitch a little bit. The hand with like the blade in it is like, and you see like its mouth start to move a little bit, like. And you hear this low groaning sound coming up from it.
Oh.
And Sarah's just like, what? She looked like, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I'm going to get my rapier ready, like at his throat, but not do anything yet because I want to see if he's going to say something.
Okay,
what?
so
Thinnea Run away!
And when she's out of the throat, Cone starts to scream, run. Sarah, like, glances over at you, Ryeth, just shaking your head. Like, who are these people? And with that, the form of Kirk Fellhand's eyes snap open as it lays on the ground in this pool of blood. And it begins to like lean forward with the point of your sword at its throat, and it like turns and looks at you like right in the eyes, Thinnea, like,
stay where you are, ugly.
which of you took my axe?
Well, it was an orc, actually. Well, he's not here anymore. He kind of bitched out.
And it just like puts the stump, the like rotted stump actually of its right arm down into the ground and begins to like pull itself up a little bit, like to a sitting position. It's still like seated down on the ground and it's moving like very slowly. And it turns to you, Shael, as you say this, like, you aided him. I will destroy you for it. And he begins to like rise up to his feet.
So can I attack him with my rapier then?
Sure, yeah. Surprise attack, sure, yeah. Absolutely.
Let's crit on this one.
Do it. 26 hits. You drive the sword down into its throat as it starts pushing itself to its feet.
17 total.
Excellent. Okay. You just like drive the sword straight through this thing's throat and like it like yanks it out. Like you're pulling the sword as he pulls away from you, like getting to his feet, and you see this huge like chunk of flesh like tear out of the thing's throat. But it doesn't seem to slow him down very much at all.
Okay, then I'm gonna disengage and do my full move the fuck away.
Okay. Could reposition and then roll initiative. Let's roll initiative right
No!
Oh my god!
We just got here.
We did.
Technically, I'm still in my short rest, right? So I'm not rolling. It's just them.
Oh, no. Short rest is over.
Yeah, long over.
Yeah.
He also got a short rest.
He sure did. It was just enough to bring him back from death.
Speedy turn.
Really, we need to pay more attention to burning bodies, guys. Like, it needs to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up a fire spell, perhaps.
It might.
Yeah.
24. Tone Goodheart, you're up. What would you like to do?
Oh god.
Are you gonna help this time?
I begrudgingly say yes, and I'll have to. This is a week break, folks. You forget what your movement speed is. Okay. I'm gonna run towards Thinnea.
Okay.
I didn't click my token for my initiative. It's 16.
Oh, Okay,
Sorry.
so click it again and just roll so it puts you in the order, and then I'll fix it.
Okay.
And I will. You need to remind me of this. Guard, defend. Is that?
Yeah. So dodge is like an action that you can just take during your turn, and you're allowed to do it as a bonus action if you burn a key point with your patient defense. Right.
Well,
so if you're not doing anything else this round, if you're just running to Thinnea and then you want to defend, that's what you're doing.
Okay, because I was gonna say if not, I was gonna help her.
Oh, so you can help
That's
her
new.
as your action, and then you could use your bonus action if you burn a key point to also like go into the dodge stance if you would like.
I will do that.
Okay, so you burn a key point and you're going to help Thinnea, which will give her advantage on her attack. That's your movement action, bonus action. Shael, you're up.
Oh no. I have no spells left. I'm just gonna
Use your warlock spells.
no, I don't. I do have warlock spells left, but I'm gonna hold on to that one for a hot second. Yeah. I guess man, do I just want to turtle up? I think I might turtle up for a hot minute here. I'm gonna go full turtle mode. Woo! Shell defense.
Oh wow! So you just proceed to like straight pull into your shell. You guys see Shael like hit the ground, yank his arms and his head into the shell, and the shell like closes up, and he's just this big like heaving turtle shell sitting on the ground in front of Kirk. Foul hand. Okay, that's your turn. Thinnea, you're up.
I guess I'll he does not count as being within 5 feet at this point, right? Because he's in his shell.
Yeah, no, I oppose.
Yeah, he's not
no
threatening. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try to like hide in the bushes or something before I shoot. I'm also totally fine with leaving.
Oh yeah, you guys could flee. Okay, 16. You like dive down behind like this rubble over here. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay. So I'm going to short bow.
He's watching Shael with advantage because Tone helped you.
Great.
17 hits.
Thanks, Tone.
It's 17 points of damage. Okay. Oops, that's you, not him.
Don't do that.
The arrow, like you dive down under, like behind this rubble over here, like so he loses sight of you, and Tone is like yelling out to you, like his whole right side's open, and you pop up from behind, like firing the arrow, sinking like right into the side of his head, the right side of his head, like cleanly as you do. That's your bonus action. Sarah goes. She is just like, son of a... I can't believe you people. Why do we have to keep fighting this thing?
We can go.
Okay, yeah, we can go.
You will cast spiritual weapon.
Well, that's not a going thing.
Nope, that spiritual weapon does absolutely no good. You guys see like this sword appear right over here next to him in that space, and it swings wildly and misses. She moves a little bit. Ryeth, you're up.
All right. I'm going to move myself, perhaps, like over to here. And then...
Everybody falling back.
It's okay.
I'm going to do something that doesn't make as much sense and cast Lightning Lure.
Excellent. Okay, so you fire off. You see this arc of lightning like lance out of the hand of Ryeth Thunderbuck, wrapping itself around the leg of Kurg. Strength saving throw. DC 16, 19. He makes it. The lightning like yanks against him, but the thing like is too big and strong, and he pulls back against you, Ryeth, and you're almost like as the lightning tether like breaks between the two of you, and he holds his ground.
Oh gosh, and then I'm going to use just magic to move another 10 feet away.
Okay. And he then floats up into the air, the wind carrying him another 10 feet back away from this guy. That's Ryeth Thunderbuck. He is up. Kirk Fellhand looks down at the turtle shell that's in front of him and just growls like, I hope The shell is strong.
Yeah.
Me too.
I really want him to just kick it. I want him to
No.
punt it.
Yeah, lose me in the woods because he kicked me away.
Towards us. We'll
Yeah,
catch him.
because we'll catch.
What's your crazy turtle
It's,
AC?
it's 21, actually.
And I have disadvantage, right?
Yes?
Okay. It doesn't matter.
No.
'cause
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
I'm just
No,
double
I
checking
don't think you do.
what I get. So the first attack hammers down on your shell. You hear it from inside. And you feel like the soreness in your back. And then the second, he raises. You guys are watching from like the far away over here, from about 20 feet away, past like the rubble and stuff, as he takes his second attack, and it just glances off the shell. The shell doing its job and protecting you from
Could
his
have done that if I
brutal
was standing
onslaught
up,
of
though.
this guy. And then he will move, rotating around to here. Edgar, you're up.
Okay. I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I guess I can go here, right?
You sure can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm going to, and as I slowly walk over, be like, "You need to stop, dude. You need to like stop poking bears." And I'm just gonna stand behind him, and I am going to fire off a sacred flame at Kurg. Dex 15 save.
Dex save incoming. Oh my.
Two
Lord.
critical.
I mean,
Okay.
if there's any time for it to happen, I want it to be there.
Yeah.
It's for the sacred flame. So this like mighty behemoth, this like seemingly undead creature with its stumpy hand and enormous sword somehow moves faster than fast, and like as this like radiant fire streaks down from the ground, like scorching the earth next to it, and he like turns, glancing like past shells, like, or shells on the ground in the shell. He just like looks over the shell at you, Edgar, like, okay. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
Movement, action, tone. You're up.
I'm going to look to this top left corner here. I'm going to very deliberately yell, "Wound, what are you doing in those bushes? We know you have the battle axe. You need to go hide yourself, or he's going to come find you."
Roll deception check.
Can't be that intelligent, right? He's undead.
That is a 22.
Okay. You have distracted him. He like glances behind, like turning and like putting his back. You've definitely like distracted him and caught his attention with this ploy. He's like glancing behind him from the direction that Wound ran. What else you got? That's action. You gonna do anything else?
I mean, I'm going to look to everyone else, and I'm going to sort of do a forward motion, like, let's get the heck out of Dodge. And I will, I'll start, I'm assuming if these trees can hide me a bit, I'll start walking this way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you get the tree in between him and you, so you at least have like partial cover or whatever. Okay, that's Tone. Shael, you're up.
Okay, I'm coming out of my shell, guys.
That's your bonus action.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Yay!
It's the only action you can take, so...
No, I think you can
Oh,
do it on a bonus
can I
action.
do- Oh, okay, I see. And then I'm gonna, as I come out of my shell, I'm gonna grab the edges of my cape, and I'm gonna use it to fly 40 feet the other way.
Oh, excellent. Doesn't
on.
it have to be dark? It is actually twilight.
dim.
The night
It's
time.
dim,
It is
but
dim.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. Then it's dim. You're good. You're in the forests. It's dim.
30.
You're really just
What's
gonna
up,
like
guys?
leave me in the line of fire after
distracted,
you're
run.
the one who started this?
He is, but this guy takes an attack of opportunity as you fly away. He's like,
Oh, shit.
swings out with this great blade and clips you as you go. But yes, he did. You watch Sael comes out of the shell and grab the corners of the cloak and just turn like flying away from you as Kurg lashes out with the sword. for 11 points of damage. He like cuts down into your right leg as you go, blood like dripping onto the ground underneath you. That's your action. Bonus.
When he does that, can I just like shout like help?
I use this action.
You shouldn't have hid. Only assholes hide during battle.
Thinnea Hallowwhisper, you are up.
I just want to be really clear here that I didn't realize I had the option to take a really awesome cape that did this. So my cape that cleans itself, I think, I just want to point out that it's pretty cool that I never have blood on my beautiful white dress.
Oh, it's super cool.
Great.
The gown of cleanliness. Yeah.
Awesome.
Dude, I'll link it so that you guys can see it. If will it link? It won't link. It'll just let me edit it. Never mind.
So I will, just because our friend is still there, I'm going to try to hide again. And I'm going to try to take one more shot at this guy before we get out of here.
Okay, you're definitely able to hide. You have to like move down over to like a space over to like here. And you get down behind the rubble and like are able to like pop out from behind, attack. Oh yeah, 20 hits. Okay, plus. Wow, okay. Thinnea, the only one to harm this guy so far, punks another arrow into him. Up high in the head area again. His neck is all like effed up from when you drove the rapier through it. He's got an arrow sticking out of the side of his head from where you killed him the first time last week. There's another 2 arrows now, like one low at his jaw, another higher up near the temple. Now he's like turning and looking at all of you, and the turtle that's like flying away from him like okay, that's Thinnea.
I'm going to move a little bit further, like past where Tone is too. I'll finish my move.
So here's the problem, guys. He's coming my way.
I don't know. He might be a little bit mad at me at this point.
I was going to say, I did my job. I got him in another direction.
And you ran in the direction we're going, so.
It's true. It is true. Sarah is going to. This is a rough one. She slides over to here. She then will attack with the spiritual weapon. Where'd I go? Spiritual weapon. 9 misses badly. The sword like just swinging, not able to like connect with this guy. It's like chopping away at his like thick hide and just can't like actually do any damage. And she's like moving after you, like looking back towards like she constantly has an eye on Ryeth. Like, where is he? What's he doing? And she gets onto the other side of this rubble, staying close with the two of you. Ryeth, Thunderbuck, you're up.
All right. So I'm going to look over to my friend Poe, be like, this is the last thing I can do. And I'm going to move over to him. I'm going to cast Invisibility on Poe.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm going to use Quicken Spell, and I'm going to cast Invisibility on myself. And I'm, as my last action, just be like, follow the group.
I nod, but nobody can see it.
Okay. You still have a little bit of movement, Ryeth. You have like 10 feet of movement if you want to move further away. So you quickly place invisibility on this turtle friend that you've made in the past few days. Then again on yourself, summoning the meta magic from within. And you begin to like slide backwards towards the rest of your companions. That's Ryeth's turn. Now he goes. He watched you two wink out of existence. And he's just like... and he will step forward and take 2 wild strikes. So he's got disadvantage on the attacks against you guys, but he swings wildly at like where he thinks Ryeth is.
He's gonna
18
hit. Yeah, that hits.
for 9 points of slashing damage. And then for Edgar, 18.
Nope.
You flash your shield up. Bang! even despite the invisibility, like you see this huge sword just arcing through the air in front of you, like, oh, this is definitely coming right at me. Boom! Like block it. Okay, that does not make either of you two visible though, because you have not attacked. So, Edgar, Poe, you're up.
Does he get an attack of opportunity if I leave this spot?
Unless you disengage, he will, but it will be at disadvantage because you're invisible.
Just disengage.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if I have a easier way to do that.
If running's an option, I can flee. Like really well.
It is the option at this point, I would say.
Okay.
So if I disengage, how much movement speed do I then have?
Well, your full movement, right? It's just
but I
like
want to dash too.
Your action to disengage. So you just.
So I don't get my dash.
No, that's the idea.
Then I'm not gonna disengage. I'm just gonna run my full movement.
Okay, you're gonna dash. You're using your action and your movement for your dash. Got it. He takes a while, or he used his reaction already. So you're. Oh no, he just had his turn, so he's got it back. He swings at you with the greatsword at disadvantage and misses.
Yay!
Chop and just cleaves down into the dirt. This huge piece of turf like flying up into the air as you go. Okay, so you have now charged completely out of the way. Tone, Goodheart, you're up.
I will run away like we were going to initially do.
Okay.
I don't know why Goodheart turned into Jerry Lewis there for the last. Yeah, I will. 45. What is that going to take me? Actually, yeah, pretty much to the edge of the map.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys are gonna run and you want to like dash off the map, then cool, you can dash right out. You're gonna just jet. You're just like running into the woods wildly to get away from this guy as fast as you can go.
That's the idea.
Okay. So Tone takes off running to the east. Sha'el, what are you doing?
Shell's gonna turn into a bat and fly away.
Oh my word.
Shell's just gonna test the limits of this cape here. So we've got, this is what it did last time, and then this is the other part of it.
You can use your action to cast polymorph on yourself, transforming into a bat. Yeah, so you guys watch the turtle shrink down into a tiny little bat and fly, taking off after Tone Goodheart as he goes. Thinnea, what's your move?
If I catch up to Tone, I want to like land on his shoulder and just hitch a ride.
Oh yeah. Bat lands on your cloak, Tone.
Oh god.
That's your running.
Ryeth is within 5 feet, but because he's invisible, would I get my sneak?
Yes, I'm going to give it to you this time because Ryeth is like threatening him, right? He's not sure where Ryeth is. Like he's worried about Ryeth being there. So yes.
Okay. I just like really want to kill him again. I feel like
I get it. I'm with you, man.
I mean, I'm still going to run.
26 hits.
And then
Kill him.
I'll tell you what, Taryn, for the only one who's hit this guy, you're doing a damn good job of trying to kill him.
Thank you.
So now the fourth arrow lands. This one like down in his collarbone, right? He's like tilted over, looking down where Ryeth is, and the thing sinks in. The whole like right side of his body is like a pincushion with Thinea's arrows sticking out of it. That's your attack. You have your movement, your bonus action.
All right. So I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash, and I'll get out.
Excellent. Sarah is going to follow you. She sends in the spiritual weapon to make one last attack at this guy, which she just can't get anywhere. And she takes off running after the lot of you. Ryeth, Thunderbuck, you're up.
All right. Counterintuitive to my nature, I'm casting Thunder Wave.
Oh shit. Going for them con saves.
He's getting hardcore. Okay, con save. God, these are tough ones. 15. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating you fails. She takes how much damage? 6?
6.
and he is pushed back 10 feet. Excellent job. Boom, boom.
That makes everything work perfectly. And then I'm going to
does.
Because you know exactly what I'm going to do next. I'm going to use the Tempestuous Magic to move 10 feet and then use my full movement speed to get away.
Okay. So you're able to like fly over the rubble and then run down here. John, how come you're only this far? Didn't you dash last round? You should be further. I'm sorry, my dog's
No, that was 50.
Okay. Right, I forget. You're only 25. Hey, chill out, man. Relax. Sorry.
And I'm no longer invisible.
I know you are visible. Ryeth appears as this like explosion of thunder just rolls out, and you see Kurg like stumble backwards, catching himself against like the lip of this dry riverbed on the other side. Sarah's like enchanted sword floating in front of him. Fuck, this is where shit gets tough. You are still invisible though, Poe.
Yep,
right?
Invisible.
Mm-hmm. He like is watching you go, watching the rest of you all run, and he just kind of like turns and looks back because he still like thinks that Wound's around. Like confused him pretty good before, and he like roars out to you all as you're like running, like jumping over fallen logs and branches, ducking in between the trees and underneath the branches of the trees above you, and like heading out away from this guy. You just hear it roar out like, "I'll find you again. This is my forest. You best keep running." And with that, Poe, it's your turn, and you can like chase off after the rest of these guys if you want to flee.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Okay, excellent. And so you guys like stagger off into the woods. I will bring us back to here, and as you're running and charging through the woods, like I don't know, you tell me, how long do you run? Like Sarah's like in the middle of all of you as you go. Tone's out in front. There's a bat on his shoulder. Edgar is like invisible. Like just you see once in a while like dirt getting like kicked up from the ground as he charges along behind you.
I will take the bat off my shoulder and say, "Show us the way, good boy." Get a bat's eye view of where to go.
I mean, okay, yeah. So I'll fly kind of above. Is there an above the trees that I can fly? I'm looking for some sort of a clearing.
Okay. Roll up above the trees and roll a survival check for me.
Okay, I can do that sort of. Yeah.
You sure can. Okay.
12.
You get up above the trees, 12, and you could see what looks like a clearing, maybe like another like 40 minutes off to like kind of like the northeast. You have to hook them up a little bit north, but you have like an orientation for where this is. Now, as you are up in the air above the tree line, you hear a sound.
No, back into the trees. No, back into the trees.
Oh no!
Just in time to see like this wyvern, this enormous kind of lesser dragon with its like 30-foot wingspan and its blackened scales, the glimmering of red underneath its throat as it just like soars through the sky. And it doesn't take much notice of you, small and feeble-backed. It cares little for you. It hunts bigger prey here in Chimerion's Gambit, but you see it quite distinctly, and you realize as you're zipping back down into the trees, like, oh man, there's a couple of them up there. There's another one way over there too. Like, oh
boy,
you come like darting back into the trees.
I just want to point out that right before we went live, you said that you can't wait till our whole party is crying together. And now I'm seeing an illustration of that. Oh, God.
Shit. Yeah. So, there is a clearing north, but I don't know. Clearing not so safe. I don't. There's big things in the sky. There's death. Flying death.
Oh my God, the bat can talk!
I was going to ask, but you change out of bat form so you can like talk to them?
I retain my intelligence, don't I? So
yeah.
So we just, I guess I would understand, no? Would a bat speak? Bat?
I mean, they don't. That's the trouble, right? You can't like speak in animal form. This is part of the
Fine.
problem.
Yes, I unbat.
Whoa!
Wait. But I do it on my way back down. So like before I hit the ground, and I superhero pose into the ground.
Did the bat have a shell? Does your bat form have like a little shell on it?
No, but like the back of my bat form is like the same color as my shell.
Ooh, nice.
It's modeled in green. Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, so I superhero pose down, and then I start acting like a little bitch about the flying death.
Sarah's like looks at all of you like she's like, you're competent. That much is obvious, but this is madness. You need to pick and choose your battles. The elf is cowardly, but he's smart and he'll keep you alive. she says, we can't just fight everything that we meet in here. And she like turns and looks at you.
I called it death.
She's looking at you, Thinnea, and she's like, I'm trying not to pass judgment on you for who you are, for where you come from. You saved me from that trap when we made our way into the forest, and for that I thank you, but what were you thinking, letting the orc take that axe?
I promised him I would let him, and I never go back on a promise.
Do you promise me that you'll help me kill him when he shows up with it?
Ooh.
I do.
I'm going to go into my turtle shell, and I'm going to my turtle shell.
Now, look.
Ladies.
There might be some strife going on amongst the group. Tensions are a little high. We just escaped death. We saw someone come back to life. There's death in the skies. Look, I know that the clearing might look a little dangerous, but the fact of the matter is we need some sort of location where we have eyes everywhere. I feel like that clearing might be the best place, so let's go there. We'll hang out. Maybe we get a little bit of target practice in. No offense, Sarah, but your spiritual weapon might need a little bit of...
I am no longer mad at Tone.
Tone, you're a really clever guy, man, but what Valerian always used to say, when there's things flying in the air, going to
they're huge
is not the best place to go. I don't know. Maybe we could go to the edge of the clearing, but I think if there's flying death in the air, maybe they pick us up and then we fly. And
that was my fear. Turtles look tasty to flying things.
I say we go to the edge of the clearing. That sounds nice. Maybe make a little camp, cook a little food, hang out. I got some great stories for you guys if you want. I mean, they're
definitely use the rest.
So, tree line?
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with the tree line.
Okay.
Let's check it out.
Sarah kind of sighs like, oh, all right. And she like follows as you guys go. And Shael is like leading you in the direction of this clearing he saw from the sky. And so you make your way through the woods. Walking carefully, eyes open, looking for more traps and deadfalls, listening to the sounds. The crows still are everywhere. They fly and flitter from kind of branch to branch as you go. You see the ground in between the trees, like kind of littered with crow feathers here and there. And occasionally, when you get a glimpse of the sky through the canopy above, you can see them up against the silhouette of the gray sky in between the tree branches overhead. And you move slowly, and it's nerve-wracking, and every last crushing of leaves and snapping of twigs has you whipping your head side to side, wondering, is that Kurg? Are those the boars? Is that one of the wyverns? Who else is out here? And after a time, you get the idea, Shael, that you're bringing them towards this clearing. You're pretty close to where you think you're supposed to be. And so,
I never get lost, except that one time.
Only takes once, doesn't it? And so you guys make your way to the edge of this clearing as you begin to like emerge into it. And you're moving like carefully and quietly, I presume, right? You're concerned about like the death from above. You hear a sound coming from behind you in the woods. And this is distinctly kind of more intense than the fluttering of crows and the wind in the woods as you're moving. This is the sound of like something crashing through the undergrowth and like branches breaking and leaves being kicked up. And it's definitively the sound of trouble. You guys all can identify that pretty quickly. And so as like you're approaching the edge of this clearing, you see breaking out from behind you in oh God, where am I? Here we go.
Oh boy.
In the undergrowth comes one of these boars, like running kind of like frantically and blindly. And you realize pretty quickly that like it's not running after you, but it's coming definitively like in the direction that you guys are as it appears out of like the branches. So you find yourselves like the clearing spread out in front of you, this boar kind of like barreling towards it. What do we want to do?
I want to move out of the way.
Yeah, we could try and hide.
Yeah, I'll try to dodge it.
We all going to try and hide?
Yeah.
Did you say it's coming in our direction?
Yeah.
But it's not coming towards us.
Yeah, it's not like charging at you guys in particular. It seems like it's going somewhere with intent, but it's going to run like right past where you're all standing. So everybody just like jumps to hide?
Can we just run the other way? Like
sure, but then you're going to run away
go
from the clearing. Like the idea is like you're at the edge of this tree line, right? And the boar is like coming from behind you. Like you can break out to either side if you want to try.
Yeah, like that's what I meant more like break left or break right rather than sitting there and trying to hide and get trampled on.
Yeah, but I don't want to go into the clearing, so in a
How
direction.
long does
not-
invisibility last?
Double check the duration for me, right?
It's an
It
hour.
used to last a long time, yeah, but I'm not sure anymore.
Until
Okay.
the spell ends.
Okay.
It's an hour. Yeah.
Okay, Poe, if you're still invisible, get down on all fours in front of it so that it'll trip over you and fly into the clearing.
Okay, I'll do that. I like
Will
look
you
at my
really?
friends and I look at the boar and I kind of sigh and kind of I don't say anything, but I look up at the sky for help and then I just kind of like ball up in I like hit the ground and then go into my shell defense on the ground in front of the boar.
Oh my word, I did not expect that to happen. But okay. And so with that, here we go. Where am I? Boom. Okay. You guys see yourselves?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Poe, you get down on the ground in your shell defense as the boar is like barreling through these corridors. These guys slide down under the trees, like moving out of the path of this thing. And as you guys do so, you hear like a yell and a scream from out in the clearing further out in this open area. And what you see before you is overwhelming. I'm going to bounce around a little bit. What you see as Poe, you don't see it because you've gotten down and like gotten into your shell defense. The boar
Don't
is like
spam any
barreling.
NPCs. I'll take care of it in the Wirecast.
That's fine. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
And so you guys, as you slide to the side down here in this tree line, you hear a scream, followed by the resounding crack of a tree trunk just shattering and exploding, and out in front of you.
Oh my god!
A giant armored in this massive piece of plate mail with a helmet on literally just push a tree down over and the trunk like wavers and then shatters and tumbles down onto the ground, crushing this man underneath it wearing armor. You see him with the spear like like shattered to the ground. All of this happens as the boar like barrels into you, Poe. Boom! And like crashes over here in the corner. I guess we're rolling initiative.
God.
We just want to
No
sleep.
tokens? Yeah. I'm really tired.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I feel you.
Oh, we need our tokens.
Yeah, well, we're not. We just see the giant picture. I don't think we're back on the map.
Gotcha.
And I have all these NPCs, so you don't have to do that, Rich. I can load them into the box on Wirecast.
Yeah, got it.
Oh my god.
Please, this needs to be good.
Good. I'm glad I'm getting
Of
good rolls
course.
this time as opposed to last time.
Of course. Could have been so easy.
No.
It could've
Easy.
been.
Come on. No, it could have been, but you know it wasn't gonna be.
Is everybody in?
Yes.
Okay. 24. You guys hear like coming from outside the clearing, like what sounds like it might be another one of these like boards. Like it sounds like there's more shit like chasing this one in. That this thing is like running from something. There's definitively like sounds coming from the woods over on the left is my point.
Oh boy.
Woods are left, clearing is right.
Yeah, yes. The
Okay.
map is the clearing, yes.
Okay.
And so you guys have come from the left, right? From thicker woods, we're saying.
Okay.
I love the Roll20 maps, but I hate them also because the edges and then there's nothing and it makes me crazy. Okay, Tone Goodheart, 24, you're up. What would you like to do?
Tell me about this tree. Does it have less leaves than this one?
So this tree over to your right has like slightly less leaves. The one on the left is definitely like thicker, bigger, and taller and more dense foliage, if that answers your question.
It does. I'm just taking a look at the map here. Looks like we have some options ahead of us. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna start to go tree hopping. I'm gonna start to sneak around to this tree, and I'm going to. I'll use my action to I guess I'll dodge for now, just in case this thing is coming towards me.
Okay. So you climb up into the tree and you prepare to dodge just in case anything starts coming at you. Shael, 22, what would you like to do?
So the boar stopped when it hit.
Yeah, the
Poe,
boar
yeah.
crashes into Poe, and Poe is still invisible, but the boar can like smell it and knows there's something there, and is now like like rooting at the ground, and like you could tell it's gonna make a problem.
Run.
Yeah.
Shoot. I'm gonna try and stealth. I have advantage. Why not? Cape advantage.
Whoa, you disappear.
Oh, I sure do. Okay, what are you hiding? Where are you hiding? You're just hiding.
I'm hiding. I'm gonna like try and go up this other tree. I don't know how it's gonna work for me, but I haven't climbed a tree before, but I've seen him do it a couple of times, and I'm like, well, maybe I can do that.
It's a really easy tree to climb. You do not have to roll an athletic check. You could climb like about 10 feet up, right? You run over to it, you climb a couple of feet up, and you're like cowering down in like the shadows, hiding in this tree. Okay, that's your turn. This boar is on top of you, Poe, and it's just like first. God, it can't see you, which is really pissing it off. So it just like wildly like swings out with the tusks
Hold
at
on.
disadvantage.
Shouldn't it have just kept going and tripped over me? Like,
Yeah, that's
shouldn't
what I
it
thought
have
we
been,
thought you were
knocked
doing.
prone?
Well, it like crashed into you, right?
Oh, well,
like,
okay.
I mean,
There was no
like-
way to like get it to like fall down. Like it didn't go prone or anything. It just hit me and stopped.
It's not like 40 feet tall. It's
you wanted to make like a turtle ramp? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it went down and then retracted.
it
into my
didn't fall
shell.
prone. It like crashed into
Okay.
you.
Okay.
I rolled like an athletics check for
I
it,
had
right?
the
Okay.
same thinking, John. That's why I asked you.
Um,
Yeah.
So like it
I just want to be
didn't
clear
fall
about
prone.
my intention. I don't.
Yeah, no,
whatever
I
happens
know.
happens.
I feel you. I like could have rolled that. Like that's fine. So I rolled an athletics check for it. It does not fall prone,
Okay.
though, no. But like it hits you and like is definitively stopped, right? And the idea is like you're like bloodied and muddied, and it can smell you there, and it like knows there's a thing there in front of it, that there's some kind of like thing invisible blocking it. And these aren't just like normal boars, right? But so yeah, it's like swinging wildly at you. You're still invisible. It has disadvantage. 15 misses, right?
15 definitely misses. Yeah.
Yeah, so like it like clanks you with like a tusk, but is not able to like put any kind of damage into you. That's its turn. Sarah goes. She's like, son of the wind! I don't believe you people. She'll cast.
This
bless.
isn't our fault, Sarah.
Sarah,
Sarah.
stop blaming everything on us.
Sarah.
You're gonna get like a canker sore tomorrow and then blame it on us somehow.
Seriously,
She just kind
I
of
don't
sighs.
believe you people.
Yeah. She's really indignant. She's obviously very haughty. But so anyway, she like glances at Tone and then like can't even see where the hell Shell went in the other tree. So she casts Bless on herself, you Thinnea, and you Ryeth. So you guys have D4s on ability checks and attack rolls and stuff. And then she's going to move over here. She also like starts shimmying up this tree. Thinnea, you're up.
I always have to give myself a sticky note for Bless because I forget.
Oh yeah, me too.
I am going to follow Shell's example and come back in here and try to hide.
I like that it was my example, but I was copying.
It's a circle. Okay, yeah, you vanish into the trees, into the undergrowth.
And then I'm going to be prepared to dodge if the giant comes towards me.
Okay, sounds good. This is very interesting combat. Ryeth, you're up.
All right.
Combat or tree climbing is what you're
Exactly.
saying.
Yeah.
Roll initiative on tree climb.
I'm going to move 10 feet in this direction, which puts me within 60 feet of the giant. And I really have this is the first time I've like really expunged every single thing I can do. But I'm going to cast Suggestion on the giant. And I'm going to say, hey, it's me, Ryeth, your long-lost nephew. Protect me and my friends.
No, don't tell us. Don't tell them that we're here.
What's my save? It's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a sec.
God. Nice.
Dude's got plans. Okay, so you like yell over to the giant, like, protect me and my friends. And he's been like eyeing you, right? Like he pushed the tree down on top of this poor guy over here. And then he like turned, he heard the boar. And so like he can't see half of you that are like hidden in the trees and up in the branches, but he glances around. You step out and like yell over to him, and you see him just kind of like he like nods at you, Ryeth, as you throw this suggestion at him. Okay, that's your action, your movement. You got anything else?
No, I'm pretty happy with that. That's
Okay. Edgar, what do we got?
I am going to stand up. Oh shit, I'm trying to shift everything over too. Can you shift the boar over one spot, please?
Oh, by the way, he's visible now.
Yeah, there we go.
He pose visible.
Pose visible now. Okay. So I'm just shifting everything on the board over one, so it stays relative. Okay. So essentially so I'm visible now, but I'm in my shell. So I'm going to use my bonus action to emerge from my shell, and I am going to have one more spell slot left. So I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds on the boar at 2nd level because it's my only spell slot. Oh, wait, can I not do it at a higher level?
Well, I don't know.
It didn't ask me. Yeah, it says you can, but it didn't ask me if I wanted to.
Oh, when you roll the damage, maybe.
I'm going to rule that you could definitely use the higher spell slot for a lower level spell, regardless if it increases damage or not, right? Like you can use the higher slot to get
damage.
it off.
Okay, maybe it'll ask me when I roll damage. Okay, so yeah, I used it at 2nd level because it's my only spell slot. And I rolled 23 to hit the boar.
Yeah, it's
Okay, so then now it's asking me. So level 2, submit.
Nice.
Oof, brutal, dude. The snake eyes. Okay.
Oh my god, I rolled 3 ones.
You did.
4
ones. You reach out and touch the board, conjuring the power of Deimos and Phobos, and it's almost like you used it all up on that wood with 50 hit points of fucking damage last time. But you touch this boar, and you could see it like recoil under the pain of your touch, but it does not do nearly the kind of damage you expected it. That's your action.
Yep.
Use your bonus action. You still have some movement. Are you hanging out?
Yeah, I'm hanging out.
Okay. The giant goes. The giant movement speed. Okay. Okay.
We got
the
a giant.
Comes charging up to here, and you could see as he goes, he's got a club like in one hand that he like leans down over his shoulder, and he gets down low and like scoops this like boulder up off the ground that it's like pretty big. It's not the size of a car or anything, but it's bigger than a bowling ball, and he just like yanks his arm back like woof and throws it left-handed, like rocketing past you, Poe, at this friggin' boar.
Oh.
Holy
Yes! Hero.
For 26 points of damage. You see this like stone hit the friggin' boar right in the skull, like crack, man. Like its nose breaks, blood is like spewing off of like its shattered face where the giant hit it. That's his turn. Tone, you're up in a tree. What are you doing?
Is that thing still alive?
The boar? Yeah, it is, surprisingly. Yes,
Okay.
yes. It looks pretty hurt, but...
I'm going to see how realistic this is. But I'm going to climb up to the top of the tree. I'm going to hop down onto the giant's shoulder, and then I'm going to say, screw the pacifist run. I'm going to launch an arrow at the boar.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
Cinematically, that's like brilliant.
It is. So Tone comes like running along the edge of the branch and jumps down onto the edge to the giant's shoulder. And like he like lands standing, leaning against the giant's head as he fires the arrow down.
All right, let's see here. That is 13.
13 hits. It's AC. Oh no, AC 14. Sorry. The arrow like glances off of its hide. Not able to find purchase. Second attack though.
I'll do it again. That is
Oh.
no, not much better. Well, it looks badass.
The boar is like reeling and like recoiling around, like hurt badly from the stone, and the arrow just like sinks into the ground, into the soil right next to Poe's feet. That's Tone. Shell, you're up.
I'm gonna take
I'm gonna sit on top of his helmet just to like hunker myself down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So you like sink
Ride
down
a
on his
giant.
helmet. He's like,
I'm gonna take the dancing sword and just throw it at the boar, and let it do its deal. Right? Like I don't have to do nothing.
well, that's true. You throw out Duke,
God.
and it begins to dance through the air. It swings down like not able to like get a solid piece of the stupid boar. That was your bonus action. What about? Are you still in the tree? You just hanging out in the tree?
Yeah, I'm gonna also just lay on hands myself for 5 points since
Okay.
it's all I got left.
Okay.
Okay. Yep, we're good.
When
Okay.
did that second boar appear?
It's like just running through. It literally just appeared now, and Ryeth, like you see it, and it sees like this commotion, and it's like running away from you guys down here. It wants like nothing to do with this
Smart.
giant and all this trouble or whatever. Edgar, the boar like looks at you and just kind of like roars at you, like roll a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Aha! I can do this.
Ken, Crush him.
Yeah.
20. You are unafraid. You are
unafraid.
deeply unafraid. The boar now like tries to run past you this way. You can make an opportunity attack against it.
Sure. 22.
It's you snatch your axe off your back,
9.
chop down into it for 9 points of slashing damage, and the boar, bleeding badly, goes charging like up this way to the northern part of this thing. And unless you guys are going to chase after it, it just charges madly into the woods, like fleeing you all.
I can shoot at it for up to 300 feet.
Oh, okay. So I'll leave him here on the edge of the map. Sarah goes. She has already cast Bless. She'll like fire off a stupid sacred flame. Why not, right? And it does not hit him. Okay, Thinnea, you want to shoot an arrow at this thing as it runs?
Yeah, I'm gonna move like over this direction a little bit.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to hide just for the stealth. That hits,
Yeah,
right?
it hits. Oh yeah.
Oh, wait.
That's
Yeah, it
just
hits. It
stealth.
hits. It hits. Don't worry about it.
It does. Yeah, it does. You hit him with your stealth attack.
That hits.
26 definitely hits. Yep.
18.
Okay. Ryeth.
Cool. I'm gonna move up 30 feet.
Who did you just shoot at, Thinnea?
The board.
The boar.
No,
She's,
you.
Here, and then I'm gonna fire off an Eldritch Blast.
10 misses.
And I'm gonna fire another one because I get 2.
Yay!
That one is.
Yay.
This black
8 damage.
lance of force fires off from the Storm Sorcerer's finger, hitting the boar as it collapses into the ground in a
Nice.
crumpled heap, skidding to a pile, dead and
Dead.
immobile. And the giant like turns now and looks at this elf like sitting on his head. He's like trying to like look at him, but he's like holding on his helmet and he can't. And he's just like, why are you on my head, elf?
Thought I could use a lift.
You smell good.
Thank you. So do you. Didn't want to respond to that.
No one say that to me before. I do smell good, like my own smell. Yes. You get off head now. And he's like reaching up to like get you. Are you gonna like resist him, or do you let him take you off his head?
I'll let him. I got the free ride to be badass for a
We
second.
really liked you,
So
giant.
he like lifts you up and lowers you down to the ground. And he like turns and looks over at Ryeth like, we eat that. And like points at the boar.
Yeah, that was the whole point. That's why we're chasing after it. Let's do it.
Oh,
How long does your suggestion last?
8 hours.
Great, so he can protect us while we sleep.
Yeah.
So,
So this is so like for a point, right? We could sleep. We need to sleep immediately, right?
Yep.
Then, if I get the full rest, I can do it again, and we still have a pet.
We can keep him forever.
yeah.
I like this.
The drawback walking around with a giant is like walking around with a giant red target sign.
We already
Yeah,
have 2
you know,
turtles,
like
though.
yeah, I was just saying, like walking with the only 2 turtles.
What's the
Yeah,
giant's
yes, yeah.
name?
you ask him what his name is?
Yeah, from very far away, I yell, "What's your name?"
He says, my name's Solg.
Solg?
Oh,
Okay,
God.
Solg.
Solg.
Of course, Uncle Folk. Yeah. I can't believe I forgot.
No one asked names since I got here. Just kill.
Well,
told
we
you
like
you
you.
smelled nice. We asked your name. Maybe we don't even need to cast any spells on him. Maybe he loves.
Yeah, let's butter him up now. And
Exactly.
You should find out. He says, you here for games? They bring you in chains?
Yeah, some of us.
Yep.
He says, oh, you like Solg. Prisoner.
Yeah, we're like kindred spirits, you would say. Tone knows all about that. Tone, you know what? This is your area of expertise.
Absolutely. My friend, as soon as I get some sleep, I'll talk to you a little bit about how you can find the true inner potential within yourself. Find the key to your own prison cell so you can finally find your own parole, if you will, to get off on good behavior, the path towards good behavior.
He's just like staring at you, like his eyes a little bit glazed over, and he says, "Me find pig. Oh, fire. Build fire." And then gets down and he begins like with his hands, like literally ripping the boar apart because he has no like sharp implements to butcher it. And he like gestures over at you, Ryeth, like, "Build fire, cooking."
All right, I'm gonna start building a fire.
I'll pull out my katana and I'll start more delicately butchering the meat with Thulk.
This boar has like run completely off, is gone out of here, taken off. Solg brings the boar over here by the water, and so you, Tone, have like your katana and you're like helping him, and you guys are carving it up. And yeah, I mean, basically like you're here in this clearing, right? Like I don't know what you guys want to do, how you want to position yourselves or whatever. But he looks like he's like, okay, he's gonna watch you, you know? That's his deal.
I'm gonna go over to like this little like lake area.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like try and do a nature check and forage for some ingredients to cook with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, could anyone help me? I really can't find anything to cook with.
Oh no,
Yeah,
you got some really good mushrooms, Ryeth.
Nice.
They look great.
Oh,
So-
we'll get some really good sleep, right?
So I walk over, and I'm slowly walking. And as I walk,
Oh my
I
god.
grab the pearl around my neck, the pearl of power, and I mutter some words to it. And I use its daily charge to unlock a 3rd level spell for myself.
What?
Yep, you get it. You get a memorization back. Is basically yep.
Right?
You guys have some cool stuff.
Okay, so
Seriously.
then I go up to Ryeth and I say, "No need to forage, my friend." And I cast Create Food and Water.
Oh my god. You are literally Jesus.
And I create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water for all of us to eat that night. And I can assume that it's ingredients that I can give to Ryeth if he wants to cook with them?
Nope.
It's like specifically very
It says
bland
it's
but
bland.
nourishing food. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm
anyways.
gonna look at it and be like, "Oh man, this stuff looks really good." And then I'm
Yeah.
gonna do another nature check and look for some. There we go. All right. So say I found like some garlic, maybe like some ginger, maybe some green onions. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's definitely like scallions growing in the ground, and you're able to pull up some like ginger roots as you're doing this. And at this point, Tone and Solg have carved up the boar pretty well, and he's like looking around at all of you, like, "Someone built fire. Solg no like raw pig.
Yeah, no, it's not really that good.
It's sick in belly."
I'll look to Sarah and I'll be like, "Hey, I know that Sacred Flame didn't hit last time, but maybe it could, does it work on wood?"
No.
It didn't work.
She like shakes her head a little bit, and she like goes and like takes her pack off of her back, the sack that she's been carrying with her, digs through it and pulls out like a tinderbox, and she starts like striking up a fire, building a little fire here together. And so yeah, like she gets the campfire going. Ryeth has like foraged up some food. Edgar has conjured up a whole bunch of not particularly delicious but very nutritious like packer to go with this stuff. And so yeah, you guys have a shitload of food sitting here. And Solg, like as the fire starts to like take off after a couple of minutes and like whatever, he starts like propping up like sticks on the side of this thing, and he's like jamming them through pieces of boar, like just putting them out over the open flame as they start to like roast and sizzle. And he says, "Soul protect." Like nodding at you, Ryeth, like,
Yes.
right.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Uncle. That's great.
Uncle. I love it. And so I guess you guys want to sleep, right? That's the agenda?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, yes. I have no spell slots.
Me neither.
Before I head over,
Me neither.
before I head over, I'm gonna like smell the food from where I'm at, and I'm just gonna like pull out a glass of wine and have a glass of wine before I eat.
Like by
Probably
yourself?
the worst food of my life.
No, man. We season the wild boar with garlic and ginger. We're gonna finish it off with a beautiful garnish of the green onions. Then you get the smokiness from the fire and the coals. It's gonna be delicious.
As he's talking, I'm continuing to drink my wine.
Okay, and so the fire's like starting to like really catch nicely, and Sarah's adding extra wood, and Saul like seems quite competent at like setting up this wood. He's been doing this for a while. He's eaten these boars before, and as like the food's cooking in Thinnea, you're out here like on kind of the edge of the clearing, and you're like pouring your wine and sipping it when
No, don't when.
When what?
Yeah.
When what?
when you hear a sound, Thinnea, from like right next to you, and it's like on top of you before you even can like realize what's happening to you. A hand is like pulled over your face, and you're like yanked backwards into like what's clearly a person like holding you, though you can't like see them there. And from like around like the edges of like the tree line, you can see like eyes peering at you out here from the direction you came. Whatever it was that seemed to have been chasing the boars has got here and snatched you up. And so with a muffled cry that your friends don't even necessarily hear as the fire begins popping and snapping and crackling over here near the puddle, you are dragged out of the scene. To the left.
Oh!
And with that, we will
That's what
take
you
a
get.
break for the
Okay.
night.
So, everyone can take a break right now. If you're viewing at home, bear with me. I'm going to be doing a little bit of cropping work on the screen as we lose Thinnea. So if you see things, being weird, that's what's going on. But bear with us for this intermission. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Thanks,
I wasn't
everyone.
told we were writing her out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
And that's a
Talk
serious
about
wrap
this
on
sort of
Rebecca.
Come on, man.
All right, I'm back. Oh, Lordy.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.